Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Medista here. So today I'll be giving you guys some tips that I use to sort of minimize the breakage of my hair. And I said minimize instead of stopping because like your hair is prone to break at some point. So this is just to make the breakage less instead of it breaking more. So these are not in any particular order, so it's just random tips that I implement in my hair routine. So I hope you guys will find it helpful. Right. So the first thing that you want to do is make sure that you check your nails and see if they are rough or like they have a little cut. Like sometimes your nails may have like a little split in the nails. So as you can see, mine, like they don't have any split or rough edges. So you wanna make sure that you cut them. Otherwise, when you're dealing with your hair, the little strands are gonna somehow get trapped into your nail. And then as you pull out your fingers, the little strand of hair are gonna break. So you wanna try and, make sure your nails are smooth and they're free of cracks and all sort of things. So that's one of the things that I always do. Another thing that you can do is always make sure that your hair is moisturized, because when your hair is dry, it's gonna break even more because your hair is thirsty, so it's trying to figure out where it can get the moisture from. So if it doesn't have any moisture, like it's gonna start breaking randomly. Or when you brush your hair, you will notice that your hair is breaking more only because it's lacking moisture. To apply moisture, you can simply use any type of cream or like oils, or even have water mixed with oil and just spray in your hair as you maybe detangle or just have some sort of moisture into your hair that will give it life and something to survive on. So the next thing that I sometimes do is when I go to sleep, I always make sure that I have some sort of scarf wrapped around my head. That way when I toss around in my sleep, my head doesn't it doesn't do all sorts of weird somersaults, getting tangled and digging into the pillow. So because as you move, you're causing friction in your hair, and that's also gonna it's gonna encourage your hair to break more. And by having it can be a certain scarf or a bonnet or any type of scarf or hair wrap that you have, it will do the job well. And having your hair in protective styles as you put your scarf when you're asleep, that's also a good thing that you can do. Or simply just wrap your head as it is. So like mine is like this right now. But just wrap a scarf around my head and then head off to sleep. Yeah. So the next thing that you wanna do is when you're washing your hair, always do deep condition your hair. So by that it means, usually when you have the regular condition, you only put it in for maybe 3 to 5 minutes. So for a deep condition, you can just leave it in a bit longer, maybe 30 minutes before you wash it out. So just put in the conditioner, add in some sort of oils that you want to put in, like coconut oil, argan oil, etc. And then leave it in. Once you put it into your hair, just wrap your hair with maybe a plastic bag or Glad wrap or like a shower cap and leave it in there for the 30 minutes. I mean, the better you leave in the deep conditioner, the better chance your hair is not going to be breaking as often as it usually does. So again, this is linking with the second tip that I mentioned about having your hair moisturized. And also, this is one secret that I like to use to save money when buying conditioner. So instead of buying the normal conditioner that you have to wash out, you can simply use a leave-in conditioner, which does the job even better than having to wash it out, because you already have all the oils, all the proteins, all the things that your hair requires to, survive. Okay. So this next tip is, when you're brushing your hair, make sure you use a wide tooth comb, or especially when you're detangling, use a brush that is specifically made for doing that job. Because if you use any other type of brushes that it's not made for that job, it's gonna strip your hair, or it's gonna even cause your hair to snap even more. For example, like this brush here, if you want to use it for detangling or even like brushing your hair as you usually would, you're gonna be bald. Like, you'll be bald as a newborn baby's head. I'm telling you, if you don't know how to use it, I would recommend you avoid using this brush. So I'm just gonna show you how some people tend to use this brush when they don't know what they're doing. So instead of they're actually trying to brush the hair full on, but I'll show you what happens if you put this brush into your hair in its natural form, like this. I won't actually fully brush it out, but I'm just gonna show you. Look, already it's stuck, So I'm just gonna show you how it would look like if I was to even do like a small section, like the smallest section I can probably do. I'm just gonna carefully come on. Alright, this is also another tip that you can do. Like, gently take your time in sectioning your hair when you're trying to detangle. So as you can see, you didn't see me snapping my hair, because I know if I do that, it will cause it to break. So now, bringing that brush back, watch. This is small section of hair I'm using, I'm not draining it. So as you can see, it's not too much hair. And already, you see what I mean? I'm literally pulling as soft and as rough as I can, but the hair is stuck because it's not really. But even if I'm brushing it against, it's not really doing like a thing it's meant to do. But yes. Okay, so hope you guys are finding these tips helpful. I mean, if you guys have any other tips that you usually use yourself, I would love to hear them. So please leave them in the comments, and I might, who knows, maybe I might do a video featuring your tip and showing everyone as well the tips that you usually use for your hair. So the next one I'm about to say is, when you're dealing with your hair, always make sure you put some sort of oil or a cream base on your ends, because your ends are the ones that usually struggle the most. They're the ones that usually get neglected in terms of receiving the moisture that it requires. So simply, especially when you're brushing your hair or you just finished braiding your hair, just grab a small amount of cream and simply put that cream over the ends, just so then they can receive the moisture that they need. So another thing that you want to do is, how sometimes when you're brushing your hair or you're washing your hair, you notice that your ends are looking a bit dead. So you want to sort of trim off those ends, and I know by cutting off your hair, it doesn't make your hair grow longer, because your hair grows from here, from the scalp, and not the ends. But by also trimming off those little bits, it's helping your hair to receive the food that it requires, and not the food being wasted on the little ends that are already dead that needs to get off, if you guys get what I mean. And I've made a video of me trimming off my ends, like the dead ends, and I'll leave a link somewhere in the video probably, or in the description. I will definitely leave that video. Alright, so my last tip is probably the most important of all the tips. Not really, but it's sort of it. It kind of like concludes everything, just brings it all in one. So the last tip that most people tend to neglect is taking their time. Like, you have to take your time when you're dealing with your hair, especially our natural hair. It's got its own mindset, you know. So if you don't give it the time it needs, it's gonna rebel against you, and you know, it's just gonna do its own thing, and it won't, like, whatever you're trying to achieve, it's not gonna give it to you unless you take your time, and then you will see what you've been missing out. So take your time in everything you do. Putting in the deep conditioner, take your time. Putting the scarf on your head, take your time. Everything, you need to take your time. Okay, so guys, that's the end of my tips. I hope you guys will find this helpful, and if there was anything new that you may have heard from these tips, please leave a comment down below, so then I can know which tip that you found strange to you because it was your first time hearing of it. And again, any tips that you have for me, please feel free to leave them in the comments below, because I am keen to learn new things. And if you found this video very helpful to you, please do share it around with anyone you think may find this helpful, or those who are suffering from their hair breaking every day. And remember, this were just tips to minimize your hair from breaking, because your hair will always continue to break from time to time. So hope you found this quite helpful. Until next time. Alright, and if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on the notification bell and set it on all, so then each time I post a new video, you will not miss out. And I hope you guys will have a great day.